Every now and then a builder asks themselves this one question: am I still improving? At least that's what I did recently, and I realized that I was using the same building and planning techniques every single time. And so I came up with this new one. So you might be thinking, wait, you've been talking about a new building technique and you're in survival. That doesn't make too much sense, does it? Well, today I want to show you guys a little technique that I came up with, that I thought of, but I've never actually tested, I've never actually tried, and this... Zombie, please don't. Please, oh my, no. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, this is a technique that I've never really tried, and I want to test now in practice, in survival, and we'll see how it goes. So if you're curious and want to see if this actually works, then make sure to stick around to the end, because I have a creeping suspicion that this will actually revolutionize the way that I build and plan buildings in Minecraft. And yeah, I'm excited. Let's go. So, to show you where this idea came from, I want to show you the two new buildings that I constructed in the town of Lindana right here. And you can see the same thing on this build too. Nothing changes from this to that block. Nothing sticks out, nothing is really happening. This front roof kind of thing here, again, I slept onto it because I thought it looked boring without it. This is just another detail I slept on because I thought it looked boring, and so on and so forth. There's nothing really at the build level, at the level of the architecture itself, that really changes, that really sticks out or does anything. So again, I don't think that these builds look bad at all, but I think I can do just this a little bit better in the planning to actually have a much better result. So this is where I came up with the idea that I'm testing out today. But before we do that, I need some blocks, because the house is not gonna build itself. The storage is not gonna build itself without any blocks, is it? So good thing that I'm in the right town right now, because I need the blocks from this storage. And we'll see. First of all, let's find out the block palette that I want to use. The block palette of this town is a little bit different to the block palette that we use in our project in Remia. So let me figure this out really quickly. I think mangrove, that I currently also have in my inventory, is a good thing to start, because I'm not really using this block in this town at all. And also maybe spruce works pretty well in combination. You see that? I think it blends really well. And then another thing that I also already tried out is adding stone blocks. So I think this combination could look very good, but let me try out some different blocks as well. In between, there's only really tough, like in between deep slate and stone. So let me see. Yeah, I think the tough works better than the actual stone bricks in combination. So the only problem with the tough is that it doesn't really have stairs or variants like that. But I think with the stone brick, we can substitute for that. So in another video, I came up with the design for the city of Remia, with the general design, with the general block palette. And for that, I have only 3 different roof styles. I've got bricks, I've got mud bricks, and I've got mangrove. Those are the 3 types of roof. How does the mud brick thing work? I think it's not too bad, but there's not much contrast here. So after a little bit of thinking, I've concluded that I want to go with the mud brick roof, but I also want to get some mangrove details on this build. So we will have some red detailing like that. I just need one thing. I think I need a lighter block. While the stone brick is kind of light, Maybe also another block, maybe a terracotta of sorts. I don't know. Let's try. Oh yeah, the white terracotta I think works really, really good, especially contrasting very, very well with the mud brick roof there. I think we got our build palette right here. Okay, now let's see the planning technique that I am using, that I'm currently using. So usually what I would do is I would plan my build like that. I would just go around, place some blocks, do some of these shapes, and in the end I would have a building shape just like this. This might look funky and cool even, but what happens when I start building right now is that I will just have like a very straight up building like here. Again, like I showed before, just like from bottom to the top, there's nothing really changing except for those details that I slapped on. Not necessarily needed. As you can see, I think this looks pretty good. I think we can make some buildings that are a little bit cooler by just doing this little trick. So a lot of you might have thought of this even, to do frames instead of just outlines. So with that frame now, you can see very clearly that this would be very boring if I would just build it like that. So here we just see basically a box. It's a slanted box, it's a diagonal box, or whatever you want to call this, but it's just a box. But let me change some things now. Let me do this. There we go. Let me do this. All right, now it looks a little bit more interesting. And by adding some more to that, look at what an interesting shape we have now. Now we've got some real change between this layer and the next, and even on top, it's a little bit recessed, and I think this will be really, really cool. All right, so you might be thinking, wow, that's obvious. That's pretty obvious. Why didn't you do that previously? Well, I thought this would do. This would do the trick. That's already planning. That's already nice. That's way more than most people do, right? So with doing this, I force myself to make something more interesting with just the shape itself. So in creative, I would just go and fill everything here. I would just go and build the whole house with just one solid color, and then I would fill in the details and the texturing. Well, I've never done that really. I've never done that. I thought just putting a shape on the ground would be enough, but I realized that it's not the case. And with that, you can even go more intricate and lay out the roof shape. So you have something like this even. You don't just do the framing, you could also do a lot more. There's so much more possibility with this shape than with just a rectangle. And that makes it way more versatile, that makes it way more interesting, and it just helps the creativity to thrive and to come up with some more things that you can put on the building and how you can make the shape cooler. So with that in mind, let's try it out with the storage building that we want to build today. And here we go. This is the plan for the build that I came up with. And here you can see this sticks out. Here we got a little balcony and everything's just crazy. Another little thing that you might have seen is that I used red concrete to plan the roof, just so I could easily distinguish the house from the roof itself. And I also got a little detail here. This will be a kind of, yeah, I don't know, tunnel. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see. I think this is a very interesting shape, and this will be a very interesting build. So let's roll the time lapse. So I've done a thing and it's completed, but I don't want to show it off just yet, because what I want to show you first is what we've done off camera. So here you can see the interior of the bank building that we didn't get to do last time, and this is kind of my storage area, my temporary storage area for now, but now we can move to the new place. And I hope that you are as excited to see it as I am. So was that new technique helpful? I would say 100%. I had such a breeze building the structure itself. It was so much fun just filling in the blocks. But yeah, I think it turned out really, really good. And if you want to see this project continue and want to get some more awesome building techniques and tricks, then I would suggest you to press that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you like this video also, please consider giving it a thumbs up. There's one more thing to do right now, which is to watch more videos of this series if you enjoyed it. So here's the playlist.